All right, welcome to another Artsy AF podcast. Thanks for being here. Today we have Braylyn Resko Stewart on the podcast with us. Braylon, you're a muralist, a tattoo artist, a father. How do you do it all, man?
Well, I don't even know, honestly. It's they all kind of interworked with each other. Like, being a father comes first and foremost, but that also gives me the drive to be a better artist and a better person all the way around. So, you know, with my careers, I just think of my son, and like I think of my legacy, what I want to leave behind, what I want him to see when, you know, he grows up, and as he's growing up, what he sees from me. So that's my basic values is, you know, you don't worry about how you do it. You it's your duty to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
So would you say your son is like a pretty big inspiration for
oh yeah, absolutely,
the art hustle?
I mean, I've always been an art hustler like my entire life, but ever since he's came into my life 4 years ago, like it's definitely amped up my hunger for sustaining myself with my own art.
Right. Nice. Well, how'd you get started with it all?
Started painting or started doing art?
Just art in general, I guess, but we can talk about painting too.
We can go all the way back to like...
Yeah, Britt, take us all the way back, man.
All right, well...
Story time.
I was born in Youngstown, Ohio, and we stayed a short stint there. My parents ended up divorcing, and we ended up going to Germany with my stepfather. He was in the army. He was guarding the Berlin Wall as they were taking it down.
Oh, word.
People were revolting.
Yeah.
So I've always been interested in art or whatever, but I remember one specific thing, him coming home with a chunk of like cinder block with like a little bit of yellow spray paint on it. And he said, you know, something along the lines of like, you know, this is an important piece of something that stands in the way of everybody's freedom. Right. So he kept it, and years later I found out that it was spray paint, yada, yada, yada. But I've always been an artist. I've always been classically trained to paint. Picking up spray paint was just me urging to want to do bigger mediums, bigger paintings.
Yeah. When did you start that? The murals?
I'd say my junior year in high school, when I started my advanced studio class, like concentration. Mm-hmm. I wanted to integrate all of spray paint and like mixed media and like big pieces. So they would let me like put out big pieces of paper outside the back of manual, and because I went to Manual High School, I was in a VA program. So my teacher would let me go outside and put all the paper up, you know, spray paint on it, and then bring it inside and kind of work on it there. After that, you know, graduating high school, you know, I did it like everybody else. I hit the streets, you know, we formed a crew. We did our damage, and it got to the point where I was also doing personal rooms with for my friends and my friends' moms, and that turned into something like developing a program with kids where I go into community centers and like teach them how to properly do aerosol muralism or graffiti, or even like develop a style of art based off of aerosol, and then go out and clean up their neighborhoods. Because if their neighborhoods have like just some tags on the wall or whatever, I want to make sure that they understand that those tags are there because either they're there as a part of a forward movement in graffiti, or they're there to degrade your area, you know.
Right.
So I want people to understand the difference between it, you know, like a graffiti tag's a graffiti tag, but like somebody just throwing something on the wall, you know, is more detrimental to your neighborhood.
Right. Because they're not really like trying. They're just like, I want to write my name or whatever. Yeah.
And that's the big part about graffiti, man. It's like, you got to think beyond the name.
Yeah.
You know, it's like muralism is being accepted so much, like graffiti, like old school graffiti artists need to like step back and be like, okay, well, you know, the younger cats that are coming up, we can't really hate on them for painting some abstract form that doesn't look like old traditional, graffiti letters,
Right.
And I accepted that, But that's also coming from a European upbringing and like checking out European artwork and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I mean Berlin has a pretty dope mural scene nowadays for sure.
I definitely want to go back as an adult.
Yeah.
To all the places I grew up as a child.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of, we should mention that we are in Louisville, Kentucky right now.
Whoop whoop.
I'm back here visiting family and working on a mural with Braylyn and Whitney Holbourn. What's up? And yeah, we are in Derby City Market, this funky warehouse full of awesome antiques and
random
knickknacks, and I mean just a lot of cool shit, as you can see. So shouts Derby City Market and Justin for having us today.
Yes, thank you, Justin.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about murals some more. I'm always curious as to, or I like to talk about how to get murals, how to procure an official, legit, legal wall.
Well, first of all, I think it's very important to establish yourself as an artist and perfect your craft before you do that. You can't just come out and say, I want to be a mural artist. You have to have some sort of developed process, what you want to be recognized as.
Yeah.
And that's what your kind of guidelines are going to go by. If you want to be recognized as somebody is painting like traditional hand painted like letter signs and stuff, you're going to be in the market to do like sign around businesses and things. If you're in a market to like paint beautiful like photorealistic landscapes, you're in a different mural market. If you're doing what we do, like aerosol murals, you're kind of in the middle of both of them because you're able to go big or small. You're able to get more details, more gradients, more colors are used. It's just like to get started, you really need to understand the meat and bones of what you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to represent.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's a lot of red tape to cut through.
Right.
If you don't have a developed style, you don't have a name, you don't have any sort of like something to present, then it's going to be a lot harder to cut through the red tape. See what I'm saying? Like I've cut through a lot of red tape over my years of like 15 years of doing this. So when I first started out, I would have to submit so many like sketches, talk to people, like work up my own budget, use most of the mural budget for supplies, so I wasn't getting paid much.
Right.
But after trial and error and like figuring out what works and what doesn't work, it's a lot easier for me to kind of target, okay, this wall's in this area, so I'm going to need permission from an historic accountability or like a bunch of people that like run with the city, or do I have to figure out if that's a privately owned building, or it's just a lot of things that you got to take in consideration. Not only that, like what type of mural you're going to put there. Is it appropriate for the scene? Is it going to fit in? Is it going to stand out in a good way or a bad way? You want to subtly, you want your work to subtly change people. You don't want them to like walk up and you want them to generate a thought.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's your process with making murals? Do you usually sketch things out, or do you practice a lot just freestyling?
My whole career, I've kind of been just freestyling.
Yeah.
I've never really used a projector. This is my first time using a projector, honestly.
Nice.
What I usually do is like I'll take a picture of a wall, I'll draw on my iPad, make my references, I'll walk up to the wall and I'll physically just start sketching with a lighter spray paint can, step back, go with a shade darker, correct what I need to correct, and as I paint, I'm filling stuff in, blocking it out, so it's kind of like a process of, if I'm drawing right on a piece of paper, I consider that wall a piece of paper, as far as spacing and everything.
Totally. So you're just doing the composition kind of as you go along?
No, the composition's already in my head. I already have the whole wall planned out in my head.
Got it.
But where my body is considered on a piece of, or where a pencil is on a piece of paper, my body's considered on that wall.
Right.
So at that point of origin is where I draw from. So I'll zero in on it, you know, like say with Floyd, I was like zeroed in on like kind of like a typewriter section at a time, like 2 bricks at a time. That's how much I was zeroing in on it. So that way I didn't have to step back.
Right.
I could just trust what I was seeing in that little strip, you know.
Right. Yeah, counting bricks is something that's new to me.
Counting bricks helps. You know, looking at references off the ground also helps. Points on the tops of buildings. Like, there's lots of ways that you can go about doing it. Look towards, like, you know, Michelangelo and Leonardo when they were planning their murals and all that stuff. You know, there's a certain flow to how things are going to be shown on a grand scale, because when you look at a massive mural, you can't just look at the whole thing. You look and like your eye works around it, so you have to have a flow to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
totally. So who are some of your influences, man? Like it can be outside of art, it can be other artists.
Oh man,
if you want to talk
horrible
about that.
With names. Like when I was first looking at a lot of graffiti and stuff, I was like, I had this book, Graffiti Europe and Graffiti Women, and I would look at a lot of like female graffiti artists just because they would paint more than words. They'd paint like women's faces and like actual, you know, kind of weird, artistic, colorful, you know, things that I was kind of a little bit more interested in. Just because I was doing art for so long, you know.
Yeah.
But I've always known how to do like graffiti letters, styles, all that stuff. I'd say all the old school graffiti writers that, you know, I looked up to. The very first one I met was Sin One from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He came down, he painted a wall over by the skate park at this skate shop, and he just like taught me a lot, dude. You know, he taught me all about caps and different like brands of paint and how to always stay racked up with a lot of different cans, because like when you really think about it, you're gonna need some sort of pop or whatever, and if you don't have it on hand, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's the one that designed Eminem's fucking pill tattoo. He did Missy Elliott's album cover. Like,
nice.
He's a legit, like, you know, artist. And
what was it? Sin One.
Sin One.
Nice.
Yeah. SEN.
Nice.
He also goes by Syntex. SENTEX. I'd say Dime over in Europe. Love his stuff.
DAIM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dime.
Bates. Love it. I love Mad C's work right now. She's killing it. Softless is fucking sick. Like, I don't know. Philippe Pantone, like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cobra, like everybody.
Insane.
There's like so many people right now. I can just thumb through my Instagram and be like, love,
we could just do this all day.
Yeah, all day long. You know,
I feel you. Oh, well, thank you.
You know,
likewise,
like,
homie.
Fucking love your shit.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
For real.
Thanks so much.
I've probably stared at some of your artwork in the past, like spun out at a festival or something. You know,
that's what's
and
up.
not realized it.
Yeah.
We probably do run in small circles, and that's
it's a small world, man.
For
it's
sure.
super cool to be back here. Doing this mural and getting a lot of love from random people in the community who pull up and stuff. And I mean, how does that make you feel when, you know, we're doing this mural of a lot of the black lives that have been lost over the past several years and months? How does it make you feel when people pull up and they're like, oh, we love it? I mean, obviously good, but you know, what else comes to mind?
I'm happy that they appreciate that we're doing it, but I think that beyond that, like the first thing that strikes me when I pull up on something like this is like, it's beautiful, but it's sad that it has to happen.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, we should be honoring people that are still alive doing great things for us. Equally, we shouldn't have to fight for this.
Right.
It's really sad. I've lived with it my whole life. And I've seen it firsthand, like living as a kid in Germany. I got put off the bus by military police with M16s because there was some sort of riot inside it. I may or may not have slapped somebody for calling me the N-word. at age 4. I'm just saying, it's always been there. It's always going to be here. But the only way that it's going to really change or make a difference is if we start calling people out on their bullshit. Like all my friends, you know, they call me now and they're upset about all this, and they're like, I'm sorry for the times that we were hanging out and somebody did something low-key racist to you or said something fucked up to you, and I didn't step up and say something. You know, it's like, don't worry about it. You know, I let it go because honestly, that person doesn't know from right or wrong, you know? And it's like, the more things that I ignore and don't let in my universe, the more they start disappearing out of my own bubble.
Yeah, out of your experience.
Which helps me focus more on changing other people's lives and minds and, like, helping them out, you know? Like, random people talk to me at bars and stuff. It's like, I don't shut people out to where it's like, I don't want to talk to you or anything like that. I just make sure that, you know, my own peace and intent is not blemished or even tarnished by what their opinions are.
Totally.
Can't take it personally.
That's a beautiful way to look at things.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I think like doing a mural like this can bring some sort of unity.
Oh, absolutely, because it's not going to be just black people taking pictures in front of it. It's going to be white, Asian, you know, Filipino, like everybody is going to take a picture in front of this.
Yeah.
I want it to be, we want it to be a landmark, you know, mural.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Let's see. So let's pivot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how to make it in the art game, just in general. What kind of strategies, if any, do you have for making it out there?
For every person that says no to you, keep in mind there's about 10 more people that will say yes.
Yeah.
So don't let your shortcomings or downfalls really trip your hustle up.
Totally.
Just keep adapting to how things are going to go.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't adapt, then, you know, you might not be cut out for this, because I've gotten jobs to where people are like, yeah, it's locked in, and then like a week later it falls apart, you know, and you're like mentally banking on, oh, I'm getting X amount of dollars by doing this and I'll be able to live, you know, because I'm a living, working artist. Like, I don't work any other jobs. Every day I wake up, I do something to make money off of art.
Right.
And my tattooing is my everyday solid thing I can book up, but I book it by my own schedule. So I can also take the days like this to do murals, weeks like this to do murals, and I can dip out and do a tattoo and then come back and do work on a mural, you know. So I have balance in my life. My son, you know, we spend a lot of time together. We still have a good, healthy relationship.
Yeah.
He spends time with my parents, his grandparents. So, you know, everybody helps each other in order for me to sustain this life. And my mom, you know, was the one that kind of set me on that path. She said, you'll never get rich working for any man. Like, so I told her, I was like, I can't do anything other than art.
Yeah.
I've tried all temp jobs, all kind of jobs, you know.
Yeah,
like,
same here.
Yeah. I soldered microchips on cell phones type shit. Like, And I was just like, this is, no, not
Sounds like some tedious, soul-crushing work, actually.
It is. You're working in a box with no windows.
Yeah.
Staring at schematics. The only fun part was like when you take a phone and you fix it and there's like some music saved on it. You can like listen to the music or whatever. So those are the fun little gems.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, I know about soul-crushing work too. I was a cashier for a while. What other shitty jobs have you had? I mean,
my first job I ever had, I used to design, or not design, but I used to decorate cookie cakes for Great American Cookie Company.
No way.
Yeah. Bachelor Manor Mall.
What was that like?
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Sweet? Like,
yeah, it was fucking sweet.
Yeah, literally sugary.
Like, it was pretty cool to play with the piping and icing and stuff and just like see what I can draw out with it. I made like 4 new designs for them. And then,
I mean, do you own the rights to those, or?
No. And then I was like 16. And then I like airbrushed for a little while, Airbrush Express. I worked at Hollister. That sucked balls.
Oh.
That sucked. So you're laughing at me, Malibu Mark. You're like, oh, Hollister, huh?
It just doesn't seem very on brand.
Do I look very Hollister? No, I don't. But I didn't have like long hair then or a beard, so I was a style rep. And then, you know, like I did a slew of other crazy fucking things. Settled kind of into like just doing live art and like doing my tattoo apprenticeship. And then like my what was it, like a good friend of mine, JK McKnight, he hits me up and he's like, hey, I got this new festival thing I'm trying to work on in Tyler Park, you know, you want to come do some art? So me and a couple other artists, Sean Griffin
shouts
he basically like organized all the first artists into Forecastle, and like, you know, I was blessed to be a part of it, and like it grew from there. And then like the more involved I got with Forecastle, I became the prop curator and set decorator or whatever. So we had this place where we got all these nets, buoys, fucking like nautical props to make it look like a ship. So I'm over here hanging up nets that are like still covered in like
brine and seaweed.
Yeah,
and shit.
brine and seaweed. Yeah. So it was wild. Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot about large scale production as far as like
what it takes.
All the logistical things.
It's a lot of
fundraising, all that. You know, It was a very good learning experience. I did that for like close to 11 years. And then when AC Entertainment bought into the festival, it kind of got too big for, you know, me to obviously handle on my own. But they wanted a more streamlined kind of approach, because the footprint of how many people were showing up is bigger and bigger. So we couldn't have a lot of props in the area. So
totally,
understandably, we like cut a lot of things out aesthetically from Forecastle. But I'm still like, last year I painted there for Mo and like everybody in a Party Cove, and me and my best friend, we were the Party Cove kind of secondary hype men.
Oh, nice. I was gonna say captains, but
the unofficial hype men.
Yeah,
but it was a good time, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, city festivals, like, I feel like that's a whole different beast than just like having a camping festival out in the woods.
It is. It totally is. Because like a city festival, like you can't obviously camp in the middle of the city. One year we did try that though. We used Champions Park.
Where is that? Is it north or like kind of north of Riverfront, or?
Yeah, it's north of the Riverfront. Champions Park is where, right by the water tower. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know,
you tried it out. Didn't really work.
Yeah, not really. I don't think so. But like in the earlier stages, like me and my team, we were also night security for Forecastle, so we got to, I don't know if this is legal or not, we got to camp out on lot.
Nice.
And it was fun though. Like I remember one year, like we were camped out and these guys just walk up and we're sitting over in VIP on these giant Red Bull bean bags, and these guys just walk up and they get in the Finlandia tent and they grab some champagne and they pop it. I said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I turned around and said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? He said, oh, you don't know who the fuck I am?
Oh, that's so always a great way to lead off a conversation.
I said, obviously not. I'm sorry. But I'm upside down, like looking at him laying on this giant beanbag. It's Jim James from My Morning Jacket. I said, shit, sit down. Your voice is heavenly.
Oh, yeah.
So we sit down and like drink some champagne together.
Nice.
But yeah, they're cool guys. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah, just like getting all those different types of experiences. I feel like that, for me at least, like doing shitty jobs or working in different capacities at festivals and stuff.
It teaches you a lot about like your character.
Absolutely.
And like your level of shit you'll put up with in order to like keep focused on what you really want to do.
Right, exactly.
Don't let the job break you, basically. You know, like I'll
and
work it.
You learn how to budget your time a little better too.
Very much so. Because like usually a shitty job is very demanding of your time.
Yep.
Very demanding.
Yeah.
Like look at all the people that work like 6, 7, 8 hour shifts, and like then they have to go home, go to sleep, or like go home and take care of their kids and all that stuff.
Yeah, or go home and do another.
Or yeah,
4
work
hour
another
job or
4-hour shift. You know,
Yeah.
2 part-time jobs. I'm like, if you have a passion about something, follow that fucking passion, because that passion is going to provide a service or a good for or a product or something for somebody or a group or a demographic of somebody's, and then that's your purpose, that's your job.
Exactly.
You know, everybody has their own little thing.
Totally. Yeah, it's just sometimes I think finding that thing can be the hardest part. That was for me, at least. I mean, I know I repeat
Why do you
myself.
think it was the hardest part for you?
There was, I don't know.
What was in your way?
Just, of course, myself, you know. But like, I guess there was a point too where I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to make music or make art. And
You
then
can do both.
Before that, you know, like in high school, like
Look at Brandon Boyd.
who?
From Incubus. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
You can do both.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Claudio Sanchez, Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, dude,
You can do both.
that guy is amazing.
That's.
I mean, he writes his whole graphic novels and then makes
Armory
albums
Wars.
about them.
I got the new Armory Wars, and it's like, oh man, it's so good, so good. I got all of his shit.
You got the graphic novels too.
Yeah, I got the new graphic one, the new Armory Wars.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like hard edition. Like it was on a pre-order.
Yeah.
So I got it early. I got the CD, Heavenly Creatures.
Mhm.
That's what one it is.
Nice.
And I got the face mask from the character. And oddly enough, the character looks like me. Like he has long dreads. Like
Really?
yeah, a beard. Like it's fucking wild. You gotta check it
Nice.
out.
Maybe it's based off you, and he just like sees
You know what?
you in an alternate dimension.
I've
or
seen
something.
him in concert so many times. Like maybe he did see me out in the crowd. Was like, hey, there's the next chapter.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be subconsciously imprinted on him
That's
too.
pretty fucking wild.
You know what I mean?
My son's hair looks like his hair.
Oh, really? It's like
Yeah, it's like wow, dude. Yeah, my son's hair is like down mid back.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my hair does that, but kind of like, you know, curly fry version.
No, like his hair is curly. He's half Mexican
Yeah.
and half me.
Nice.
Mexican and German and half me.
Yeah. What were we talking about though? Fuck. Oh yeah, budgeting your time and
budgeting time.
and being creative.
Yeah. And also like budgeting your budget for your creative supplies.
Yeah.
Some people work a job to pay for their creative job. Some people work a job to pay for their, living so they can, pursue that.
Yeah.
It's all about really like what are you working for?
Yeah, and you're just kind of finding your way through the maze of life too.
And how much?
Do you ever feel like life is like a video game sometimes?
Yeah.
I do too.
Every day.
Yeah. Like if
Every
I get
single
up,
day.
if I hop out of bed in the morning, like as
Mhm.
soon as I wake up, that's like 100 points. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's like getting a little gold coin on Mario or something.
Oh yeah. Someday I don't make it past that 100 points.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
Fuck.
some days are just like that.
Yeah, but that's like
You get to
that's
different
that's
levels.
another part of like being an artist too. Like you're a bit of an undiagnosed manic depressive.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like some
Definitely
days
feel
you're
that.
like, damn, I want to make everything beautiful, and then some days you're like,
Yeah.
everything needs to like, I need to just know I can't with it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean,
Shout out to the Earth, Wind, and Fire in the background
oh yeah. EWF, baby.
all day.
What's your favorite song on that album? Is it Serpentine? Is it September? What we got? I like Jupiter. I think that's my favorite one.
This is
Or no,
This
is that
is-
Serpentine Fire? No, it's
no.
or is it? I don't know which one that is.
I don't know.
I hope this isn't like breaking any copyright laws.
Yeah, I hope this. Yeah, it is Serpentine Fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jupiter. I mean, all of them are just. I could jam to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
I like this inner artwork here. I hope I can. I want to show this.
Yeah, you should.
Let's just put this right
It's
here.
all the. Well, it looked like all the zodiacs, but it's
No, it's
kind of
all
like
the religious iconography,
yeah.
which is all, it's all the
It's
same.
all there. It's
Yeah.
all there. It's got a kalimba. Nice.
Yeah.
I think that's actually one of the songs on there. But yeah, that's a good album.
I do not see. Well, I guess you could say that's an Anunnaki sign. That's like the first
The
DNA.
Caduceus or whatever.
Yeah, that's like
Catechus.
the first DNA symbol. I got it tattooed on my leg.
Nice.
Like right
yeah,
here.
I was noticing that the other day.
Yeah, I got.
It's like the Kundalini rising up into the up the spine, basically.
Yeah,
And it gives you wings.
the chakras.
Yeah. Kind of like this Red Bull here.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Product placement.
Shit. What else did I want to ask you? Oh yeah, I usually ask people, like, what advice do they have for younger artists out there? Or if you could give, I mean, it could be psychological, it could be planning, it could be something about process. Like, if you could give younger artists advice.
Yeah, like as far as planning, like it's the 5 P's. Like proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah.
It's old military saying.
Proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Exactly.
That's a nice one.
I'd say don't take anything personally as an artist, because if you hold on to too much of your own personal character, you miss interpreting other people's feelings, and sometimes those are the things that you need to convey.
Yeah.
Keep an open mind, keep hustling. Like right now in this age, like it's so easy to become famous because of social media, but also when it comes to that type of shit, like if you're not mentally ready to perform and produce your product to the best of your abilities and still love exactly what comes out of it, love what you do 100%, be happy with it, then you might not be doing it for the right reasons.
Exactly. Like if you go chasing clout on Instagram or something, it's like, it's really, that's, at that point, art is just your excuse for chasing likes or like attention, more or less.
Exactly.
Instead of using Instagram the other way, where it's like, it's a tool so that people can see your art.
Yeah. Like that's why, like when I started my Instagram or whatever, it was just like mostly for just like my tattoos and like to show that, you know, I put a little bit of like my personal life on there, and then I had murals on there mixed with it, and then I got so many murals like added up over the time, I needed to just start another one. So I have 2 Instagrams. One's for tattoo and one's for my murals.
What are those?
The tattoo one is at Resko, Resko, tattoo, Tattoo, all one word. And the other one is at Resko, Resko _ CMA. C as in Charlie, M as in Mary, A as in Albert.
Nice. That was a solid plug.
I try.
I got you. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you about tattooing too, because I don't really know shit about it. I have 0 tattoos. I wanted one for a while, just haven't had like the extra like $1,000 to throw down on one.
Whoa.
But
You think that's how much like
small
tattoos cost?
No, but
there's $60.
I want
there's a $60 minimum.
I want to. You're like, I'll hook you up.
No, I'm just saying, like, you can start off with a small one.
Yeah.
See how
build
it feels.
Off of it. Yeah.
And then build your mind around that for bigger and bigger tattoos.
I think, just as an artist or whatever, like I would want one that like makes it look like you could fall into my back.
Oh, that can easily be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Sweet.
portal tattoos are actually like kind of what's going on, but like on that grand of a scale, that big of a scale, we could get really detailed.
Yeah.
And like,
go in.
I don't know if you've seen a lot of the like line work tattoos. When I start like seeing them in my feed pop up, I'm gonna start sending them to you on Instagram.
Please do, yeah.
And those things are fucking nuts, dude. They take a little bit of time, but you just gotta roll with it, you know. And really, it's about understanding the pain of how it feels to get tattooed, and like mentally breaking that barrier, going past 1, 2, 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, when people who do tattoos talk about their clients, they're like, you know, they they're like, oh, you were a champ or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all about that. I mean,
Because, yeah,
you know,
I tattooed myself for my very first tattoo, and it's on my thigh right here.
what is it?
It's a koi fish, like
Nice.
a neo-traditional, like kind of actually a new school style koi fish, like big cartoon eye or whatever.
Nice.
And it's probably got like 16 different colors in it, including black.
Nice.
So my first session I did black and gray, let that heal out. That was about 6 hours, outline in black and gray. Let that heal out. Second session was the blue and greens, let that heal out.
Yeah.
That was like another 3 hours. And then the last session was about 4 or 5 hours of like the warmer colors and touch-ups. So, I mean, it's about 12 years old, still looks great. But like tattooing yourself is an intense experience.
I'd
like,
imagine, yeah.
Like my first line, I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, I gotta do this. So like to pass my apprenticeship, I just mentally just focused on exiting the pain and entering
Like a flow state or
the
something?
flow state.
Yeah.
But it's all about breathing techniques, you know, and just it's the energy exchange. Tattooing is like if your energy's off, then I'm going to pick up your energy, but if I'm experienced in dealing with it, I'm not going to get frustrated if you move, if you need an extra break, if you're crying or screaming at the top of your lungs, I'm not going to get frustrated because I know how to manage your energy, because that's what we do as tattoo artists. We're kind of like acupuncturists.
Yeah. And I imagine you've got a great handle over your own energy at that point too, to be able to do something
you know,
like
when
that.
you need a break, you just...
Yeah.
She's like, I need a break. Because sometimes when you're tattooing somebody, you're like, all right, yeah, I need a break. But I can usually like guide people into a relaxed state, especially on their first tattoos, things like that. Like,
do you play a little like meditation music or anything?
play whatever's playing in the shop. Usually it's like, I don't know, what were you like? I'll listen to like a lot of like trap music.
Yeah.
We were listening to like Coulter Waller the other day. Like, we just, I don't know, country, whatever
the person wants to.
A lot of rock, a lot of hardcore. Like, really, it's a mixture of every. Post Malone.
Nice.
A lot of Posty. a lot of Dolph.
Young Dolph.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah,
Shouts.
I'm getting. Yeah, thanks for introducing me to the trap game.
It's Dolph.
Yeah.
You got to bop to it, man. You got to. It's just.
I love
all
it.
day.
I love it.
Keeps your body loose when you're painting too. You just get down, bop a little bit, get back into it.
What am I at now, Mark? 33% Gucci Mane? Yeah.
33%. I mean, you haven't gone into the Gucci archives.
No.
You haven't had fat Gucci, like
pre-prison.
Yeah, pre-prison Gucci.
Yeah.
You got fit Gucci.
I'll get there. We'll go back. But so back to tattooing.
Bose. Sorry, had to do
Bose.
one. Bose.
I've been doing that for a while. You know what I mean? Like, that's just fun to do. Bose.
Me and my niggas pull up in the Rolls Royce Bose.
Thank you for that. That is content right there. But I wanted to ask you. All right, serious time. No.
Okay, yeah.
So did you?
Who did I vote for?
No.
Booker. And he better win today. Booker all day.
That's today?
Yeah.
Booker.
They should be announcing. I think as of this morning, he should have like a 59% lead. Yeah. I think he might secure it. I'm hoping it's going that way. I haven't checked the polls or anything. Y'all might want to fact check that right now. But as soon as I got up, it was like Mark. 9 minutes. My buddy posted it. I don't.
3 hours ago she won.
Son of a bitch. I don't like that. I don't like you shaking your head at me. This interview's going to go south now.
Nah, man. We need to bring it back. Bring it back to tattooing.
No, it's all good. All right, bring it back.
Your apprenticeship, was that like a self-taught apprenticeship? Because you were like...
Oh, definitely not.
You like, I finished out my apprenticeship doing this one tattoo. No, so I'm like,
no.
All right.
I apprenticed...
Take us through that, because like, I've heard some stories about being a tattoo apprentice. Some are good, some are pretty shitty. Like, what was your experience like?
Well, I apprenticed under Rodney Adams over at Twisted Images. My buddy Carl Otto kind of got me in there. great group of everybody guys
Shouts.
there. Like
Shouts.
shout outs to Twisted Images on Bardstown Road, my peoples. You know, like it was nice doing the apprenticeship. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about like just the traditional old school style of like building needles, understanding custom work with your client, and understanding how it fits to the body, the anatomy of the body. I learned a lot about piercings, like the customer care, how to retain clients, just basic, you know, good shop etiquette. That's why they've been around for so long.
Totally.
You know, after I left there, or I kind of quit tattooing for a little while because honestly, the first tattoo I did, you know, it wasn't up to my standards.
Yeah.
And it kind of rattled me, so I quit tattooing for a little bit and just floated around and worked. But my whole apprenticeship was great. I was never like picked on or anything like that. Traced a lot of Cherry Creek Flash, drew stuff, like sat in on a lot of tattoos.
Nice.
You know, me and Rodney had a lot of like long talks. I would draw stuff, get feedback from him, you know, like it was great. You know, Amy would always, you know, be there to encourage me to try different things. Everybody would give me a different drawing assignment, you know, and just we'd have fun with it. We'd all critique it. It was just like being kind of in like art school all over again, you know.
That's right.
But I was learning the mechanics of tattooing, but
Nice.
relearning the mechanics of tattooing after I got back into it. I did with Ryan Sexton, and he basically like stripped me down to a traditional tattoo artist. So I still know how to do like photorealistic black and gray, soft black and grays, all that stuff, but doing hard-nosed traditional tattooing gives you that meat and bones of like mechanics and hand mechanics and muscle memory of doing that tattoo, you know?
Yeah.
Of any tattoo.
What's the hardest part about doing a tattoo or making a tattoo?
Probably getting the design approved by the client. You know, like you can draw stuff and then like if they don't love it, then it's not going on their body.
Yeah, totally.
And if it's going on their body and they don't love it, either the client hasn't spoken up or the artist has not listened to the client. I'm big on listening to what people want.
Totally.
Because my art's going on your body forever and you're going
Right.
to show it to other people. I don't want you to like talk shit about the tattoos that I've done on you.
Yeah. You want the people to be stoked about it.
Yeah, for sure. I want them to be like really stoked on it.
Oh yeah. So you were talking about tattoo etiquette. What is good tattoo etiquette?
Good tattoo etiquette is just like you're like kind of like, you know, hospital etiquette, like you're a doctor, you know.
Oh, like bedside manner.
Yeah,
kinda shit?
but a little bit further, like friendship too. Like
Yeah.
you tattoo your friends. Like everybody comes in and gets tattooed at North Star Tattoo, where we're at up in New Albany, 1259 Vincent Street. Plug.
Shouts.
Shouts.
What's it called again?
North Star Tattoo.
North Star Tattoo.
Yes.
Okay, that's North Star Tattoo
Yes, the star that is north
in Indiana.
in Indiana. New to the Albany.
New to the Albany.
It's a big black building with a bunch of yellow old school traditional tattoos.
Now,
outlines on
is it true that if you leave Louisville over the bridge and go into Indiana, you can't come back? That's what I've heard. That's what somebody told me.
Only on only on the toll bridge.
Okay.
Fuck that toll bridge.
Yeah. All right.
Take the Sherman Minton and
I heard it was like purgatory or something.
from my
over there.
house. From my house, like literally 2 minutes away in Germantown, from where we are.
Yeah.
I'll go down East Breckenridge, turn on Knife Street, get
Okay.
on the expressway there,
Yeah.
go towards St. Louis,
Okay.
go over to Sherman Minton,
Word.
get off, go straight down State Street, take a left, go up Vincent's, boom, I'm there.
And they let you back in
Bada bing,
to
bada boom.
Louisville after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta drive fast coming back,
Yeah.
so they don't catch you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
I mean, you know,
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's North Star Tattoo in New
yeah,
Albany.
right over
All
there. We're like 15 minutes away from here.
Yeah. What's the craziest story someone has ever told you while they're getting tattooed?
They got shot.
Sorry, that's not
I
funny.
mean, you can't get crazier than that.
Yeah,
but they
right.
got shot on an accidental meth deal in Mexico.
Ooh,
Yeah,
spicy.
yeah. They like were just riding around and they crossed the border and dude didn't know he was like with a dude that was doing some deal and was like,
Aye.
what the fuck? And then all of a sudden he got shot. He's like, I lived a good. He was like, I was like, man, don't tell me that ever again.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Let me wrap. We're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon. I know you have tattoo appointments today, right?
I have one later.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you build your own clientele with your tattooing.
Mm-hmm.
Do they just trust you more or less with your own designs at this point?
Kind of. They seek me out based off of like other work, word of mouth, like
Nice.
friend reference. I don't really advertise a lot because I'm so busy with other stuff. I'd be booked out for like a year.
Yeah.
And I don't want to push everybody back like that.
Totally.
But over time, you just build up that rapport and that trust with your artist, and when you do that, that's when they kind of like willingly give up your body. Like,
Yeah.
I had a best friend, Bradley Thomas, like, rest in peace. We did close to over 100 hours of work on him, but like we were going for a full body suit, and sadly enough, he's not here to finish it out. But my last tattoo I did on him was a full Japanese back outline of a samurai conquering a demon, because he's conquering his demons. And
That's badass though.
Life.
I love those drawings.
yeah,
That style.
I want to like find somebody willing to dedicate the slab of their skin that if they pass, I will get that skin and preserve it. I want to do
All
something.
right, if I get
like
a tattoo from you, we're gonna get this. We're gonna write this down.
Nah, dude,
We're
I
gonna
can't
get this
get your
in
whole
writing.
back piece.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
I won't need it.
Nah.
You
We're
can
not-
like.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ron Burgundy. I'm not gonna
How do you
that.
preserve skin though?
Kind of like how you just like throw it in. It's kind of dehydrated, basically.
Like dehydrated? Okay.
Yeah, or I can just get a slab of pig skin and tattoo that, and then preserve it, and it will look like human skin.
Ah. And you can tell people this was Andrew's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will it sort of
portals.
look like an old pirate map?
I'll take it on tour.
Okay, yeah.
It'd be the new thing.
You could turn
People
it
just-
into a flag,
Oh,
you know?
one of the camping
Like
flags.
a rage flag at a
Rage
festival?
flag. Mm-mm.
No?
I'm gonna turn it to a totem.
Yeah, don't take my back
You gotta
back
be.
to festivals,
you
actually.
gotta be raging with. Yeah, I haven't been to a festival in besides Forecastle,
Yeah.
like a out of town festival in like 4 years.
Yeah. I snuck into Forecastle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
There was a fence.
I wasn't looking.
I know. We didn't know each other back then.
I know, but I'm glad you did get in.
Yeah. I was big on to like sneaking into places at the time.
Forecastle.
And so I was like, let's try Forecastle. I got into the Derby this year, so
Oh yeah.
how about
I did that one
Forecastle?
time. It was kind of
Well, not
weird.
this year, but that year.
Yeah.
Anyway. Let's see.
Forecastle should be free to everybody that lives in Louisville, like the
That's
Detroit
right.
Electronic Music Festival used to be.
Oh, for real? Demph was free for...
It started off as just like a waterfront kind
Whoa.
of style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was free to the public that lived in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And then it got bigger and bigger. But like if Forecastle was
My Morning Jacket's done a couple shows, right?
Yeah, they've done some free shows.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there used to be I don't know if they still do it here anymore, but the 4th of July, like free festivals on the waterfront, or free concerts on the waterfront.
who?
Like Al Green played here one year.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, we've
That was
had
super
like
tight.
waterfront Wednesdays and stuff like that,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's usually over by the walking bridge now. Yeah, they don't really have it on the Great Lawn all that much anymore because I guess it was too much maintenance to keep up.
It was too lit.
No, on the ground, the grounds, it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
too hard to keep up with the grass.
Got it. It was too lit for the ground.
Too lit for the shits.
Wait.
Forecastle tears it up.
Was it
enough.
too legit to quit?
It was too legit to quit.
Nice.
Too legit to quit.
So okay, last question, and then we'll wrap it up. What
Last
is the
question.
do you have a purpose with your artwork, or do you have a
Holy shit!
a mission?
What kind of question? Wow.
It's a deep one. I'm just gonna get up and walk away, and you can.
My sole purpose. No. Morgan Freeman. I think my sole purpose is like to make things that will ultimately cause you some sort of emotion.
Yeah.
Whether you love it or hate it, not up to me. And if I can't reach you with words, which I don't need to talk to a lot of people, I'll paint something.
Right.
And if that reaches you, then I've done my job. If my sole purpose is to tattoo you and my art reaches you that way and the connection's there, then I'm with you forever. It's the same as if you look at a mural, subconsciously I'm with you forever.
Right.
So I think my sole purpose is to create things that you can look at visually to remember that there was some sort of peaceful, happy, great story behind our interaction.
Right.
Whether you're out having a nice drive and you're like, holy shit, look at that big mural, let's go take a picture in front of it. Whether you want to propose to your wife in front of a mural that I've done. Whether you want to shoot a music video in front of where I've done. It's resonating, and it's a background for good memories.
Yeah. So like creating that space.
Yes.
For things to happen in.
Yes.
That's what's up. Thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
My honor.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Love
you,
bro.
Love you.
All right. Well, that'll wrap her up. And thanks for watching I guess this will be our second video, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. One of the first videos. Shouts.
Woo! Shouts.